This video is to help explain the dehumidifier that we added and then later removed from our earth tube system for our earth sheltered house. Eventually, I'll provide more details in the book. I have actually started writing it, but I'm buried and it's slow going. In the meantime, here are some bare minimum basics as a primer. As you might know, when hot, humid air encounters a cool surface, such as a glass, the air temperature right next to that surface drops, and once it drops below the dew point, water condenses on the surface. What you might not have considered is that right before that water condenses, the relative humidity of the air is sitting just under 100%. In our system, we're pulling hot, humid outside air in through these cool earth tubes. The walls of the tubes absorb the heat, cooling the air down, and when the temperature drops below the air's dew point, the excess moisture condenses on the tube walls. This is great. It's free dehumidification along with free cooling. But the air that's left over is now sitting at almost 100% relative humidity. It's holding absolutely as much moisture as it can for its new lower temperature. To squeeze any more water out of it, you'd have to drop the temperature even lower. But as it stands, our air enters the house at around 62 to 69 degrees Fahrenheit and 99% relative humidity. I really wanted to stay passive and avoid a mechanical solution, but without violating the laws of physics, I really didn't seem to have a choice. So I ended up getting a whole house dehumidifier and I put it in that mechanical room. These work by passing air over a cold evaporator coil, just like the one inside your refrigerator. The refrigerant expands into the coil and absorbs energy, and that makes the coil cold. Basically, the machine lowers the air temperature significantly below room temperature to get well below the dew point and squeeze out any extra water. The condensate drips into a tray and that goes down the drain. That's the good part. It's the exact process you want happening inside your house when you run an air conditioner. However, in a dehumidifier, that freshly cooled and dried air is then routed over the hot condenser and compressor to cool those items down. This warms the air right back up again. On top of that, it takes energy to run the compressor, and all that energy eventually turns into heat and gets dumped straight into the room. So the air coming out is actually significantly warmer than when it went in. It was pretty much erasing all the temperature benefits we were getting from the earth tubes. But before I gave up on the dehumidifier entirely, I thought I'd try to cheat the rules of physics just a little bit. What if I took that excess heat and dumped it down the drain with the condensate water? My idea was to wrap a copper coil around the compressor and then pump the condensate water into it. The excess heat from the condenser and the compressor would transfer into the condensate water, and then that heat would be carried away down the drain. Water can absorb a lot of heat. The real question was if I could transfer enough of it into that condensate, and I figured I should at least give it a try. So here I am, using that really soft copper tubing, the kind that a hillbilly might use for a backyard still. I'm trying to snake it into that tight space around the compressor. I'm trying to screw it in. Eventually I just had to cut the grill off to make things possible. So let's take a look at the real thing. Humid air comes in this end and goes through the filter. It gets pulled by this centrifugal fan. And then the air makes its way through the evaporator coil, these first three coils, which get very cold. This cools the air so low that it can't hold water, and the water drips down here into this tray. The tray drains out with gravity onto this other side. Here's the spout. Then the air continues through these 5 columns of condenser coil and comes out this side pretty warm. And then it loses the last of whatever cool it had left, cooling off this compressor motor. Even at the time, I was starting to have doubts that this little coil was going to make much difference. One important thing is that the compressor is isolated so that its vibrations won't shake the whole unit when it's running. So I made sure that the coil was mounted onto the compressor itself and will freely vibrate with it. And then there's clearance all the way around that. And then the air exits out the top past more of the coil. And meanwhile, the condensate water exits out the bottom toward the drain. All right, that's it. Let's mount it and then test it. I'm moving the control panel up to the top and facing it sideways so that I can see it in the final mounting position. I made up an A-frame splitter to split the flow left and right and mounted that on top of the unit. And I'm using a condensate pump to pump the condensate from the tray back up to the top of the copper coil. For the first test, I set the dehumidifier to max setting to see the worst case scenario. and it was pretty bad. So I tweaked a few things. 92 Fahrenheit, terrible. The incoming temperature is 68 Fahrenheit and 99% humidity. But the dehumidifier system is working so hard to reduce that humidity that it's heating up the air and I'm losing all my free benefit. So I dialed back the humidifier to 80% humidity, so it's not working as hard, and the temp started falling. Then I set it back to max, which was 25% humidity, and the temp goes up again. Things were not looking good, but also they were looking very bad. I was so annoyed that I went back outside to work on the roof for a while and consider my options. For instance, I could run my cold well water line through that copper coil on its way to the solar hot water tank. I could add fins to the copper spiral to increase the convective heat transfer, etc. All the Band-Aid ideas seemed like they were not addressing the real problem. And the real problem is that the condenser coil and compressor were in the building at all. I need to split this thing in half and move the hot and noisy half outside of my hobbit hole. And so I took the long reluctant path and reinvented the mini-split AC unit. I know it feels like a mechanical betrayal of my passive earth sheltered principles, but we had to deal with the humidity, and this is just the best way. At least I'll be able to seriously undersize the unit compared to a regular house. And I'll show you how we implemented this using a do-it-yourself Mr. Cool mini split in an upcoming video.